This is what's happening in the LSC now. I'm Travis Whipple, joined by Commissioner Stan Wagnon. Preseason baseball polls just released, as well as preseason player of the year and pitcher of the year. And let's jump right into the polls. Coming at number one, University of the Incarnate Word.
Yeah, I think the poll is indicative of the type of respect that the coaches, the sports information directors, and the media members across the league have for Incarnate Word head coach Danny Heap and the type of job that they're doing down there. Last year, the Cardinals went 24-9 in the regular season to take the conference regular season championship, and they were one of three teams to advance to the NCAA regional. And so certainly it appears as if people around the league are expecting UIW to have another great season on the baseball diamond.
Absolutely, looking forward to it. Number two, Tarleton, followed by Cameron, and then Angelo and Abilene both tied there at the fourth spot.
Yeah, and Tarleton's one of those teams that made the regional tournament for us. They really kind of had a strong showing there the last few weeks of the season, and so no surprise to see them picked in the runner-up spot. Cameron in the 3 spot is another one of those that had some success towards the end of the year. They actually ended up as the conference tournament runner-up, and Coach Holland has turned that program into perennial contenders. And then in the 4th spot is a couple familiar programs with Abilene Christian and Angelo State, and I think probably for the last 5 or 6 years they've always been in the conversation, and so to see them down tied for 4th maybe is an indication of how deep this conference is in baseball. We may be looking for a very balanced year, and certainly because I know Abilene Christian and Angelo State have great baseball programs, and they'll be in the thick of things when it's all said and done.
Absolutely. And then coming in at number 6, West Texas A&M University, 7, Texas A&M Kingsville, and then 8, Eastern New Mexico.
Yeah, the thing that stands out to me, we're talking about teams 6, 7, and 8, but when you look back to last year, we had 6 teams in this conference that won 30 ball games. And out of these 8 teams that are coming back, there's only one that's coming off a losing season, and they have a new head coach this year, and that's Eastern New Mexico with head coach Chris Terry. And so I know they're looking for bigger and better things this year, but the depth is what stands out to me. And so even if you're picked 6th, 7th, or 8th, in my mind, you've got a great chance of still making some noise in the conference tournament, advancing on to the regional, and if you can play in this conference and make the tournament, then I think you can play anywhere.
Absolutely. It's a wide open race. Moving on now, preseason player of the year and preseason pitcher of the year. We'll start right there at player of the year, Jess Cooper from West Texas A&M, senior infielder.
Yeah, Jess, I believe, led the league in hitting last year, batted .494, had 28 extra base hits. West Texas A&M was somewhat of an offensive juggernaut for us last year, and I know he'll be trying to lead the Buffaloes offensively again this year. He had 50 runs batted in, and it appears that everyone expects him to have another great year at the plate this year.
Absolutely. And then pitcher of the year, Kirk Jowasko. A big reason why University of the Incarnate Word is probably then that number 1 spot.
Yeah, Kirk had an outstanding year on the mound last year. Was 12-1 was his record. He had 103 strikeouts, 5 complete games. He was one of the more decorated players that we had in the conference last year, not just on the field, but also academically. He earned the Fred Jacoby Academic Player of the Year or Athlete of the Year in the conference, which recognizes the person who excels the most in the conference, regardless of sport, both academically and athletically. He also earned regional recognition as a Scholar Athlete of the Year for the Commissioners Association, and so he's not going to be an unknown person on the field this year. Everybody knows who he is, and certainly we look forward to watching Kirk pitch this year.
Absolutely. And finally, Lone Star Conference Baseball Championship hosted by Angelo State University, May 5th through the 8th.
Going to be a different site. We've been in Abilene for the last couple of years, and we've moved things down the road to San Angelo. We're looking forward to working with the folks at Angelo State to put on a first-class experience for our student athletes. The top 6 teams, as you mentioned, will make it, and it'll be a double elimination tournament. The bracket is a little bit different because it's a 6-team bracket, and we'll follow the same format as our teams will see at the NCAA regional. And so basically it boils down to 3 games a day. We'll start Saturday, play Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and eventually crown that conference tournament champion on Tuesday there in San Angelo. And that'll be the championship game will be part of our Fox Sports Southwest package, and so that'll be streamed live to foxsportssouthwest.com.
Should be an exciting race. We look forward to following it all year. That'll do it for us. This is what's happening in the LSC Now.